Hello, ladies and gentlemen, I am PANCZASU, and welcome back to my playthrough slash tutorial for the Vodyani in Endless Space 2. Before we begin anything gameplay related necessarily, I do have two things to mention that are sort of, actually not sort of, but definitely related with the game. The first thing is that the developers for Endless Space 2 have published an official roadmap for this early access. I do encourage you to check it out. I'll show it to you right now, but unfortunately my Steam overlay doesn't work, so that's not gonna happen. Either way, the link has always been in the description, or you can just go to my Twitter because I did retweet that tweet that they used to announce the fact that they have published the roadmap. It's worth a read in my honest opinion. Now the second thing is to remind you to check out the narrative design vote, because as I have predicted in the last video, yes, I indeed made it to be one of the top 3 finalists, so it's now a battle between just us 3 to decide whose narrative is going to dictate how the Unfallen are played as in Endless Space 2. So please do check out the competition and vote for your favorite submission. It doesn't have to be me, like I said last time. I would be grateful, but please choose the one you like most, and that's as simple as that. I believe there is nothing else that needs to be said about this. I think the vote ends... let me think about that so that I'm not lying. Wednesday? Maybe Wednesday. I think it's Wednesday. Either way, there's that done. Now I can focus on the game itself. So last time we left off, my mothership was attacked, so I probably should retrofit it at some point in the near future. By that I mean, why not do it right now? So having a look at... Hey, can you... Strange, it didn't allow for a second. So having a look at my mothership, do I like what my current modules are to support science, dust and industry production? I would say yes, yes and yes. I do need some extra dust production for the time being. Now I'm reaching the point where I can replace that module with something potentially a little bit different, because sure, right now I'm losing dust, but that's because my system is blockaded and I have a lot of fleet upkeep, and I don't have, most importantly, and the public 3D printing in effect, which is what's going to help me with my dust problems, if we can call them problems, a ton. So once I have that, I probably will be able to take this module off and replace it with something more interesting, like either science or production, because I don't really need anything else for the time being. However, when it comes to defensive capabilities on my ship, let's go ahead and give myself a lot of kinetics. Again, I mostly include them because I want them as flag defense in case the enemy switches into missiles, which we're reaching a point where the enemy might do that. Also, I need something a little bit long range, and normally I could consider missiles myself, but since the enemy is using a lot of kinetics, those wouldn't work. So I need to use lasers because they are the only other long range thing I have. And sure, that might not look intimidating, but each one of those shots is pretty big, so if it hits hard. As for the other things, I'm gonna give my people some armor, some shielding, and now the ship is officially indestructible and as overpowered as it gets. Let's apply the design and now change it, modify it in a second. Actually, not in a second, I cannot actually do it right now. I went a little bit overboard, that's fine, I don't need to retrofit it right now. At the very least, I'll know how much it costs. Now when it comes to other things, oh, right, I forgot. I need to requeue all this for my ships, so you just said you should be sucking that essence for me, because I'm rather hungry for a new mothership. And the cool thing is, new mothership is going to cost 500 assets no matter what, even including all the upgrades we have right now. Which means that obviously we'll have to redesign it again, so that it has some food modules, because newly created motherships, they need their food quite badly. Okay, let me just requeue the defensive orders on my stuff, because otherwise it's gonna annoy me on the sidebar. As for you, I'll continue the siege of Suma. There isn't really anything to be done over there. I could of course start conquering it, but the enemy has a lot of manpower defending the system at this point in time. So this would be a little bit meaningless. The enemy would just crush my invaders, and that would be that. Those ships over there, they're not gonna be a problem to my mothership, as we have already established. I could even heal it if I so desired, but then I would have some dust problems, and I'm not gonna do just that. Thank you very much. And as for my setting system, there's nothing to do here at all. I'm gonna get some more Gouters in a second. In fact, you just said, I don't want you to be attacked, so I'm just gonna disband you for the time being, and there is that. I believe there's nothing else to be done. Let me just quickly... Alright. I need to reaffirm the orders of standing guard, so those ships don't annoy me. And you just said, yep, you're standing guard as well. Annoy the system as much as you possibly can. In fact, if this ship is not stopped, you'll be able to take over the system with the mere... What? How many troops does it have? Oh yeah, it has 0 troops. I haven't tried invading a system with 0 troops when the system also has 0 troops, so we'll see if you can do that. That's a good test. I'm actually liking this playthrough full, not only just because I was having so much fun, and hopefully will still have it, but also because I was able to experiment with some things I didn't before. Because, like I said, real life is a bit of a pain and I don't always have the time to play this game as much as I would. So there's still, you know, those little discoveries to be made for me, which I do enjoy noticing from time to time. It gives me the sense of wonder. Anyway, as for the heroes we have in store, we have 3 options. 2 Guardians and 1 Seeker. Now, the Guardians are amazing, obviously, fleet commanders. I believe I mentioned that even if not in this series, then in the other series, let me just reaffirm that their ships are the most powerful. They have 4 weapon slots and you can pick whatever you want for the weapons, obviously, because they are heroes. They are not the most survivable ships, but you don't have to worry about that because those are heroes. It's pretty impossible to kill a hero's ship anyway. Unfortunately, we don't get any militaristic leader, which is a little bit annoying, but we do get a Lumerus ecologist, so that's somewhat okay because he would not give any benefit to the religious party. If we were to hire this guy, that would boost the religious party, and keep in mind, we're trying to lower the religious party's influence. We're trying to make sure that once another vote starts, militarists are gonna be strongly in the lead. That's what we care about. So we don't want this guy because he would put all of our efforts in vain. Also, he looks like a clone of the guy we already have. This guy, well, he is, I think it's a she. A Seeker and a Scientist party leader. I don't care about the Scientist party leader, but a Seeker is not exactly an army leader. Hold on a second. We already have an army leader. Yeah, we do. I forget about that. It's a little bit embarrassing. In fact, this guy has a level that I did not give him, which is, again, a little bit embarrassing. So, you're gonna have extra health. Actually, yeah, extra health on fleets. I'm sort of tempted to give him Cosmic Castaway. The problem with that is that the fleet he's commanding right now, I'm gonna scrap it in probably several turns, so those extra experience wouldn't really matter much. But then again, neither will the extra health because they're gonna crush the enemy, so might as well get it out of the way. Nice and easy. So we already have 1 army commander, so instead, we're gonna need somebody to take care of our newly created mothership, which we're gonna get in the next 10. So, never mind, in that case, I'm more interested in the Seeker option. Even though, I mean, Seekers are not the best when it comes to system management, but that would be a little bit different. Well, wait a second. Let me remind myself what the Lumeris have as governors. I mean, this guy would give me a lot of extra dust and a lot of extra production. I know that fact for a fact. That sounds strange. Anyway, so I'm not too interested in him. I think a Seeker would be a better choice because I think the system, let me check it again. When it comes to production, let's see, there is a Terran, there is a Tropical. Oh, this is actually, again, a production-focused system. I was thinking about making it maybe my science hub, potentially. But the system wouldn't necessarily be the best for that. Wouldn't be the worst with a Terran. Let's see how... What about my home system? I know, my home system is definitely gonna be... Actually, it's a jack of all trades as well. I could just turn those systems to be whatever I want them to be. So yeah, let's get the Seeker. Why not? So a Seeker is... hired. Now, I'm not gonna... I could assign her to a fleet, but this would be a little bit pointless because on the next turn I wouldn't be able to assign her to a mothership, and that's exactly what I want to do. I want to assign her to a mothership. So I'm just gonna leave her as it is. I'm gonna give the extra science on system because the whole reason why I hired her in the first place is to give myself a little bit of an extra science boost. Oh, now that I think about it, I shouldn't have pressed the apply skills button. Because new mothership, you know what it needs? It needs this skill, way more than this skill. But who cares, we're massively in the lead anyway, the enemy is gonna crumble. But still, if you were to make the same decision I did, please do keep in mind to select the other skill for your newly created mothership. Or your about to be created mothership, because that's more important. Now, as for you, sir, well, we are kind of massively leaking dust at this point in time, so let's go for a public 3D printing, and suddenly we're gaining a decent amount of dust. So there's that issue fixed. Let's create a new armada, and let's go ahead and engage the enemy. Now, I don't believe the enemy is going to stand a chance, and I don't unfortunately have time to watch a battle we have seen before, so we're just gonna go ahead and skip that thing. As for the reason why I don't have the time, well, unfortunately I'm leaving my home because I'm going to visit my family this weekend, so I need to leave my home pretty quickly unless I don't want to be stuck in road traffic, which means that I don't have the time to watch as many battles as I potentially would have wanted. Besides, we have already seen this kind of battle before it's not that exciting. I'm just gonna crush the enemy. We're waiting for a bigger battle that would be a little bit more intense. Now this system I could take over or destroy instantly, but I need the extra essence, so I'm just gonna let live for one more turn. And you just say you continue sapping the strength out of this system. All's good in the neighborhood, nothing else to be done for the time being at least. Let's check what ship. Oh yeah, those are those ships. Let's end the turn. I said end the turn. Oh yeah. I know this here is unassigned, but again, no point in assigning her because I would want to reassign her the next turn. Besides, when your heroes are unassigned, they don't cost you any dust. And I'm not generating a huge amount of dust right now, so yeah. There's that thing. But now my essence is absolutely maxed out, which is all good and fine and dandy. I can actually make myself a shiny new mothership. So let's go ahead and redesign it real quick, even though I just did redesign it, but that's normal. Expect that number next to the arc to be extremely high by the end of the game. I wouldn't be surprised to see arc 69 at some point in the future. Anyway, let's have a quick look-see. So I might leave all the defensive modules on that ship. Although, frankly, I don't believe, now that I think about it, all the plating armor, because, frankly, it has 1 billion of health anyway. Shields, why not? I'll give it 1 point of shields because it looks cool, and that's really my only reason. And then I'll leave it all the weapons as well, so that maybe it won't even take any damage in the future. In fact, I'm just gonna take away one of the weapons as well. It's too expensive, there's no reason to include that. Actually, what am I talking about? It's a free mothership! Holy balls, I was so stupid and retarded for a second, sorry for... Actually, by the way, I know this word could be considered offensive, but I use it when speaking about myself. Does that count as offensive? Because I wouldn't consider that to be offensive. As far as I'm concerned, I can offend myself as much as I want, because I'm offending myself, but whatever, I'm just kinda curious about your opinion on this thing. Anyway, you just say you're gonna get almost provide instead of the... At the start, you're not gonna give me a lot of dust production anyways, instead of the dust production module, and maybe instead of one science module. So you're just gonna focus on self-growth because you have a lot of catching up to do, and later I'm going to retrofit this ship to my desires. So let's apply the changes, nice and easy. New arc is ready to be deployed. Let's make it real quick and continue public 3D printing because I'm about to lose a lot of dust. So there's that then. You just destroy some fleet that is standing in my way. They should be all killed in a matter of moments. Go on, just die already. Meanwhile, okay, there we go, they died. Nice, exactly what I expected and wanted to happen. Now let's go ahead and clear the enemy presence for once, because I would rather not see any enemies over there. And as Vodyani says, well, let's go ahead and invade the enemy system, and I'm going to continue sapping the essence from, let's say, coffee. Or Sirma, actually, why not? We could also use Sirma as our feeding ground, but I think coffee is a bad idea because I don't think there will be any enemy fleets over there that could potentially attack our leeches. On Sirma, there definitely will be some people that will try to disrupt our leeching efforts. Even though it would be a little bit silly because it's more important to kill my main fleet first, but whatevers. So, first things first, let's go ahead and destroy the system. We could say conquer the system, but again, we don't do that kind of thing. It doesn't matter what we pick, we gotta wipe out all life on the system. Nice and easy victory. And the system is dead! Again, we're not the nice guys over here. We're the evil ones. Where there used to be life, now there is none. It feels so wonderful to be evil. And to be, like, lore-wise, also considered to be evil as well. No acting needed, no acting involved, it's just pure evilness. It's wonderful. Let's guard the system, make sure the enemy can't pass me again and get straight to my home system. And as for you, you're still sapping them. Yeah, it's gonna take a while to finish the siege, but I'm not in a hurry. It's not an important system to destroy anyway, and it doesn't matter how quickly I destroy the system. What matters for me is the end result, which is I'm gonna wipe out all life over there. Now, as for this fleet, it's again not very strong or intimidating, so I'm just gonna use my weaker fleet, unupgraded field, to weaken the enemy, and then I'm gonna use my main fleet to finish it off. Nice and easy, because these ships I don't care about. They are old, they're not very strong. Actually, I think those are the... No, those are still the short-range ships, so they're still good, but they're not as good as the other ones. As you can see, they did way poorer than my main fleet would do in this engagement, because now when I do the same thing, it's gonna be a devastation procedure, especially with my hero also commanding these ships, so it's gonna be a nice and easy victory. Again, strength in numbers. Strength in numbers is the chorus of the day. Now, I could start besieging the enemy system, but again, not that point of time yet. We gotta be careful. I don't know what careful means, I wanted to say careful. Let's end the turn and drink a bit of water, because I need it. Delicious, delicious water. It's almost as delicious as sucking the essence of my fallen enemies and feeding myself on it. No, that actually didn't sound very intimidating at all. But I tried. Anyway, Academy leveled up, and heroes will be of higher level when we recruit them, which is obviously to be expected since we recruited a new hero last turn. But you know, that's just part of the course. Militarists are in the lead, although they don't have as big of a majority vote as I would like them to have. Still, it's a good thing that they're in the lead. We definitely need them to be in the lead, because once militarists, whatever party is in the lead gets to have their special law enacted, which is always enacted no matter what you do. And in this case, I mean, you have already seen Righteous Fury, but for the militarists, I mean, it's not that important actually. It allows you to declare war for free, but it also makes people more excited for war, which, I mean, I like it when my people are as excited for war as I am. It makes me feel connected to my people, we might say. Anyway, let's move my mothership to where it needs to be. It's gonna take an extra turn because it's a big slow ship, but that's just fine for me. Let's go ahead and invade Coffee and again, devour all life that's over there. We're gonna feed off of your bones, actually not bones, off of your essence, liquidy thing that is inside your bodies, and we're gonna use it to strengthen ourselves. Meanwhile, I'm kind of tempted to send my weakened fleet to explore what is in that direction, because I actually have no idea, and there could be something interesting. Never mind, it's just an asteroid field, which I'm probably never ever gonna use, because unless I move my mothership in here and get it within my territory, it's gonna be too far away from me, to be entirely honest. Besides, plus 50 industry, I mean, I'll be honest, plus 50 industry is very nice, and if those guys started with asteroid belt right next to the home system, then I have no idea how they can be losing against me right now, because having extra 50 industry at the start of the game, that's almost as broken, actually no, even more broken of a start than what I had when you were playing as a Cravers. So yeah, there's that. Anyway, let's go ahead and destroy that ship over there, because it's a little bit annoying. Also, it's an expansion ship, which, again, I have no idea why the AI said over there. I guess they made it before they realized they have no more systems to colonize. So yeah, this ship is dead. I'm gonna leave those ships over here guarding Volans. Like I said, I don't want any more of the enemy invaders reaching Gaza. And as for Gaza, well, there's nothing else for me to do, so let's go ahead and finish the turn for the time being. Make sure that I gain a little bit more of a dust income, because I'm gonna need it to retrofit my mothership in Giza. I mean, it's not top priority, but I also needed to retrofit my newly created mothership so that it can be more useful once it does grow its population. So you just attach yourself to our system, and congratulations to us, it's 10:30 on fast speed, and we actually have our second system. Which sounds a little funny, but that's just part of the course for the Vodyani, especially since it took us a little while to actually find any possible targets to sap the essence from. So there's that down. Alright, let's get ourselves drone networks and serial reality. You know, always part of the course, really. Let's get our governor governing the system. And after we don't really need serial reality all that much, or in fact at all. We need to focus on increasing our industry production as quickly and as much as humanly possible. So we don't have a forest in here, so that would be just extra 5 industry. I'm more interested in that thing, because that would on its own give us more industry. It's a little bit more expensive, sure, but it's still decent, I'll certainly say. Then let's do it like this. Sorry for coughing. Yeah, I know we can get Xeno's industrial infrastructure 10 faster, but it's only extra 5 industry. It's really not that much for a system that gives me 99 industry a moment after colonization. That's, yeah, look at how powerful the arcs are. And our population. It's ridiculously good. And also Federation and all. I love Vodyani when it comes to their industrial production. They're unstoppable in that respect. I mean, they're not, because they have to keep in mind that other empires, they have more systems to use, so they do more than make up for the difference. But at the same time, it's just nice to see that you can actually play as a toy empire in this game, which is not that often. And it's time. The militarists need to win this vote, and I'm gonna actually doesn't matter whatever they do, because whether or not I individual candidates or do official support, it's gonna benefit the militarists the exact same way, because those both provide either the same amount of bonus or the same amount of penalty to the other faction. Now, once you do have more political parties in your government and you want to make sure that the militaries stay in the lead, that's when I would consider using inverted opponents action. Right now, the best action would be to use finance campaign, but I don't really have the money for that just yet, so I can't really do that, unfortunately. Still, official support will have to do, so let's go ahead and vote and see how the vote goes. And yeah, well, there is nothing unexpected there already. So let's just go ahead and finish the step, and we have a broad support, which is enough to give us the Spoils of War Act, which is exactly what I wanted. So that's very nice. We even unlocked some various laws in Fury. I mean, that's what the game tells me. But I have seen those laws just a few minutes ago when I checked them, so the game is lying to me. Anyway, I don't care. All of the mergers parties' laws are now ready to be in effect, so that's good. And our official law has also been changed, as we're about to be notified as soon as the stance finishes processing. Go on, you know you want to finish processing. There we go. So, Jingo's Paradise has been activated in my power as we cheer to the surprisingly human leader of our nation. Doesn't matter, we'll just ignore that. We'll suck the life out of him later. For the time being, he can lead us into a Jingo's Paradise, into making our systems ecstatic about bloodshed, which is exactly what we want. Now, when it comes to laws, let's go ahead and abolish the X-Type rule, because we don't care about that not one bit, and enact the Spoils of Law. Not law, Spoils of Law Act. That would be interesting. I kind of want to see this kind of law just to see what it does. But either way, military support is growing nicely. We got our laws enacted. Everything is doing just fine. In fact, more than just fine. And now, whenever we destroy some kind of pathetic little ship, look at our dust amount right now and look at it in a few moments. Yep, it went up. And our science also went up, even for those cheeky little pathetic scouting ships. So that's really actually kind of important and kind of fun. Now, I don't think my gouge can take on the scavenger, even though scavenger has barely any life, but that gouge is about to die on its own. So let's just force the enemy to attack my ship, because I'm not gonna attack myself. I'm not that stupid, thank you very much. Now let's have a think. Is there anything I can do right now? I don't think so. We just unlocked Hyper Cyprus, which means that our home system has even more population to use, which is making this system into a really powerful one, which is nice, Let's go ahead and end the turn and drink some more water as we slowly, patiently, and delightfully observe the fall of the Cravers. Okay, what's that? I think it's something that ended. Yeah, Down to Earth has finished. Oh well, it's finished. I don't really care. Now, as for you, why did you stop sucking the life essence of our enemies? You need to keep doing that. It's very important. Now, you might be surprised that there's still enemy influence on Sing. Now, I believe that on the roadmap, the developers did say that they're going to change somewhat the influence system and make it back the way it was in LS Space 1 to make it less confusing. Because right now, I do admit it is a little bit confusing. How it, especially considering how it stays in a system after we wiped out all life on the system, so there's nobody to, you know, create influence in the system anymore. But either way, right now the way it works is that even after you take over or destroy a system, the influence is still going to linger for some time. So there's that then. Also, oh no, never mind. I was just checking something real quick. Okay then. I mean, we're almost. Actually, wait a second. We're ready to destroy the enemy home system. I didn't even realize or notice that. So first things first, celebratory killing of an enemy scout ship, because hey, why not? We need to get ourselves pumped before we wipe out almost an entire race. Actually, if they have any minority races, minor factions in there, we might be able to wipe out an entire race. In which case, yay! Bloodbath! Let's do it! Let's kill everything! So Grand Battle is about to start, as battle we would pick. Might as well go for preemptive bombing just to, you know, make the enemy go out in a blaze of glory and mostly death. So everything has been destroyed. We destroyed the population before we destroyed the population. That's kind of amusing. And Sima is now an empty shell of a system. It's fitting, really, considering the enemy has a husk planet. Or used to have a husk planet, because they don't anymore now, do they? I'm pretty sure they don't. A scavenger that to be killed, that's fine. Let's go ahead and finish the last surviving witness of the domination that we just exalted upon the enemy. Can you exalt domination? That sounds really wrong, but it doesn't matter. Let's move on to the next system. It feels like we're playing the way that Cravers are meant to be played. We're just going from one system to the other, just destroying everything we see on our way. The only difference is that the Cravers, well, they really just eat planets up, whereas we just eat people up and leave planets untouched. So really, when you think about it, we should be the ecologists of this game. We're just the preservation effort for the galaxy. We're making sure that all of the planets in the galaxy stay untouched and as clean as humanly or alienly possible. So really, we're the good guys. Yay, we're actually good. I mean, I guess you could make that argument. I wanted to say, I don't feel as bad for wiping out the entire galaxy anymore, but to be honest, I never really felt bad for doing that anyway, so there's no change of it. Oh, come on. Alright then. So, that's one of the things that would definitely get reworked. Again, you can see that in roadmap as well, but devs have also spoken about this on numerous occasions, after being pressured from both the VIPs and just everybody in the community everywhere, because right now this game does have the force truce option, which I'm pretty sure I discussed in the past. After you take too much of a beating, you can force your enemy into truce, which is an intended feature, and I approve of the idea, because it means that stomps are possible. You cannot just be the most powerful player in the game and just wipe out all life in the galaxy without any problems. It makes it too powerful. It makes the warmongers too powerful and it makes the non-warmongers too weak. And I approve of the idea of the system, but right now it's just too easy to abuse. I mean, seriously, the enemy is gonna pay me extra 34 dust for 4 turns for not killing their entire race, which, again, sure, those deals are not supposed to be entirely fair, they're supposed to be good for gameplay, but they can be abused way too much, and AI really doesn't hold itself back, let's just put it this way. It's gonna stop you from doing that. And it's actually even worse for the Vodyani, because we're not occupying any systems, we just destroy those systems, but we're not getting any benefits from that, so we should get even more of a bonus from winning a war. But anyway, like I said, this system is going to be changed, so you can just ignore that for the time being. I mean, not really ignore that, because we're still affected by it, but it won't, last for very long. Anyway, let's get even more dust in my system, because, yeah, we obviously need to have more. It's not like we are swimming in dust right now, or influence, or anything else, really. Look at the amount of resources we have. It's ridiculous. Adaptive colonies are getting... Actually, wait a second. They have finished. So why does it say that they are still researching adaptive colonies? Oh, because... I don't know why I thought that neurorobotics is adaptive colonies. Don't ask me how I got there. I did. I don't understand my brain. Maybe it forgot how to read correctly. But the important thing is we've got neurorobotics finished. So we can finally design our first system development, which I've been waiting for a while. So what do we have? We have 3 luxury resources that we have a very steady income of. So we can use those to whatever effect we want. So first of all, we have a resource that gives us even more influence. Do we care about that? Not in the slightest. We can have more approval. Do we care about that? Not in the slightest. Or we can have more manpower. Do we care about it? Not in the slightest. That's the somewhat annoying thing, I do admit, but you have to remember, as I shift my position on my chest, so it might be a little bit loud for you guys, sorry, is that we don't really care about the bonuses from the luxury resources. We care about the fact that once we actually level up our systems, it's gonna free up more population spots on our planets, making the systems infinitely more productive. So that's the most important thing. So anyway, what do I want for level 1? I want to use the luxury resource I have the highest generation of. So let's have a quick look at which luxury resource I generate the most of. And I don't believe this thing... No, it does tell me. Plus 2 per turn, plus 3 per turn, and plus 3 per turn. So I can use either Dark Glitter on Transvine. I think I'll use Dark Glitter just because it will have some effect on my newly colonized system, which is only happy and not ecstatic. How dare it be happy instead of ecstatic? They should be really happy to be under my rule and not to be against my rule, because then I would murder all of them, right? So yeah, I need to fix that, change that. I said fix. I mean, technically speaking, I am fixing that. So we're gonna design our first system development using a lot of wine to make our people real happy. Then again, we're Vodyani. I don't think we drink wine. Wow, what was that? Wine? I'm pretty sure we drink essence instead. So, how are people happy about the settlement thingy? I don't know. Our people are just playing out weird. I suppose that's what it is. And oh wait, we actually don't have enough Transvine for another level of settlement. But still, even though I could make the system ecstatic, I'm more interested in making my main system. Giving my main system more room to use, because it's maxed out on population, it's not growing, but I can make it grow, which is more important to us right now. So let's go ahead and do just that. Meanwhile, Kratz, I mean, I could give it extra population instantly, because we have enough assets to do that, but on the other hand, we're getting fairly close. Hey, why aren't you sucking any more essence right now? Alright, we have no more permission to raid, because we're at peace. I forgot about that a little bit. So I could either give myself a decent population boost in Kratz, or I could not do that and wait and get another mothership and send it to Chang, for example, or somewhere else where I could also get decent bonuses. I'm thinking about waiting for a new mothership. I think it's gonna be better for us at this point in time. There was another system that I also really liked. I don't remember which one it was just yet. Maybe it was Elion. It could have been Elion. It's also a free free planet system, right? Yeah, it's a free planet system, so that's just like the other one we saw. So this one, it has some mushrooms, lookup mode to be exact, but whatever. And titanium, which would be nice. A lot of production. Meanwhile, as for Chang, what does it have? The Chang has steppes, monsoon steppes. So it would grow fairly fast, and it would give me a lot of dust, which I don't really need. But it could have some extra things on over there. It has ruins, and it has subterranean, so that could be a 30 crystals, which wouldn't be bad. Or luxuries, actually. I don't know. Either way, I think it's clear that having another mothership is better than having an extra population of Kratz. But then again, yeah, I mean, there's no point. Like, we're gonna get a new population in 3 towns, and then spending 500 essence to get to the third population mark as quickly as possible. I don't think that's worth it, really. So we're not gonna do that. We're gonna save our assets, and Yudi says I'm just gonna sleep in the system because we cannot really do anything else at this point in time. Anything else for us to do? I don't think there is, unless I have forgotten about something really crucial, which again, I don't think I did. And I know it's not been very long, this video, I know, I'm sorry, but like I said, I do need to leave my house, and I need to start converting and uploading this video before I do, obviously. So, unfortunately, as much as it pains me to do so, I'm gonna need to break this video into parts now. So, ladies and gentlemen, really? Alright, so our enemies have some little defenders of theirs who also have that, which is fitting. But anyway, ladies and gentlemen, we don't have the time for this right now. Thank you very much for watching. It was PANCZASU, also known as the Mighty Mix Spammer. Next video, we're probably not gonna be able to kill all the Cravers. I think we're gonna be able to take out like 2 or 3 of their systems next video, after the Force Truce has ended, but I don't think I'll be able to take over all of their systems in time. What I will have to do, however, is set for a new prey over there. Anyway, stay tuned for the next time, and see you online, which I already did say. I need to figure some cooler thing to say at the end of my video when I already said I'll see you online. Whatever, bye! That's the coolest thing I can get. No, it's still not good enough. What can I say? I don't know. Just enjoy your slaughter of fun in space 2 and take care. See ya.